Now, we have some breaking news we need to take you to right now. It is a chase of an ATV, Jolene, and Chopper 4 is on it.
This is in Edmond right now. Mason Dunn over the scene. Mason.
Well, I can tell you that this guy possibly has one handcuff on one of his hands. I believe they had him in custody at one time. He stole either this four-wheeler or another one, but has been driving all over the north side of the city right now as he's going northbound on Santa Fe, Waterloo right now. So we'll let you know what happens here as he's going through the trees. He'll come out of the trees. He's approaching Waterloo and Santa Fe right now. You can see two officers behind him, and he's moving, guys. So you can see him right there. He's doing everything he can to get away. So he's just headed northbound on Santa Fe right now.
Yeah,
he's doing about 70 miles an hour.
This is a first.
Four-wheelers go 70 miles an hour? Goodness.
So what do you do?
I'm doing 70, and he's keeping up with me. So I'm guessing he's doing about 70 miles an hour.
And they're probably a little reluctant to do one of the maneuvers we've seen so many times in these chases, because that person is going to go flying off of that four-wheeler. So they're probably figuring out exactly how they want to attack this situation. Again, this is in Edmond, and you say you're on Santa Fe?
Yeah, we're on Santa Fe. We're north of. I have to come right over to the road because there's a lot of trees out here. So we're just going to follow behind.
What is the next
right
cross
here,
street?
as you can see.
So Santa Fe
we're just passing. Let me see. We're passing Simmons.
Okay,
Simmons Road.
So you're in Logan County now. Because
Yes.
Waterloo is the cutoff between Oklahoma and
just crossed
Logan
over
County.
into Logan County.
Right. And what a bizarre chase right up Santa Fe. Police after a man on an ATV, apparently has one hand handcuffed. And Mason, you're saying that they did have him in custody, in case you're just joining us, and he somehow got onto that and took off.
I believe, now this may have started in Jones, believe it or not, at this, somehow they arrested him, I believe, got one handcuff on him, he got away into the woods. This was around Britain, between Britain and Hefner on I-35. And then the report came out that a four-wheeler was stolen. Now, one of the owners of the four-wheeler was chasing him on a four-wheeler and lost him. And so then somebody else had spotted this person, and here we are right now. And we're all the way north into Edmond here. So we're still north on Santa Fe.
Thankfully, there's not a lot of traffic.
I'm trying to stay over him, but yeah, he's still just headed northbound on Santa Fe. But you know what? Santa Fe is going to come to an end here pretty shortly.
I was getting ready to ask you about that, because having driven that road before, it does end. It doesn't go all the way into like Guthrie or anything.
It's going to come to an end here pretty quickly, within a half a mile.
Well, we'll see what happens.
I believe, unless he can turn left or right here. So we're kind of the eyes up above. This guy has
getting a little bit of breakup right now from the signal from Chopper 4, but of course we're staying on this for you, let you know what happens. We want to know what happens up here when he gets to the end of Santa Fe, and it looks like we do have him back now. Let's take another look. All right, we see the end of it there.
There's the end of it.
Gonna turn.
Okay. Simpson, I believe this is Simpson.
Yes.
He's going west on Simpson.
Okay.
And that's going to help me out because now I don't have a tailwind and I can probably keep up with him a little better. But besides the point, he's still.
Now, do we know if Simpson runs into Portland?
Well, that's 74, and that's a good question.
Because that is a very busy road.
That's a busy highway, because he's going to be coming up in a little while, if he stays on this road, to Highway 74, Mason. He's got a ways to go before then, but.
Can you count the mile sections, do you know?
We got some.
The next road coming up is going to be Western.
Yeah.
Of course, he just left Santa Fe, headed west towards Western, so they're kind of on a gravel road right now, as you can see.
Well, and again, if you're just joining us, this chase of this suspect on the ATV may have started in Jones with the owner of an ATV chasing this person who stole his other ATV. Then the police got involved, and now they just ran through Edmond on Santa Fe. Now they've just turned on Simpson Road. And as Jolene and I, he's going to turn back north now. So no concern about 74 at this part.
ATV's notorious for injuries, so if he does crash, that could be dangerous.
What are you hearing? Are you hearing anything, Mason, from the authorities on your radio?
They're being kind of quiet right now, but they are just giving updates as, you know, where he's at and where he's going. I can't. Of course, we'll get right up here to him. This road, this is a paved road, but it's not, the road's not gonna end, but it turns into a dirt road here in about a half a mile as we are going north on Western.
So he's
right here.
Yeah. Well, he's not slowing down, that's for sure. And if this started in Jones, I don't know. I don't know how big that gas tank is, but you would think
I was just about to ask
they
that.
may start to run out of fuel here.
Yep.
Or fishtailing, hitting the gravel at that rate of speed.
And again, we caught up to this chase when it was in Edmond, and it may have started in Jones, so it's been going for a while. Yeah, what police department? Is it Jones Police Department chasing?
Now there's 3 officers behind. They're white cars, so I'm not real sure. Now we think it was a Jones officer that took this guy into custody. We're not quite sure if this actually started in Jones, but right now we are still northbound on Western. Now we have 4 officers following this forward.
Getting a little.
Miller's doing a good job of staying on this person.
Again, you are seeing clearly here, you're seeing right, this is a 4-wheeler chase. Up to 3 officers or law enforcement officials behind that 4-wheeler. We are north of Edmond on a rural road.
Yeah, it's Western.
In Logan County, on Western.
And those police officers are not quite in the picture. It looks like they may be laying way back, John.
They're
John,
laying
Mason,
back a little bit.
me.
We're passing Seward Road right now, northbound on Western. He's going to turn back to the east here on Seward from Western. And
Mason, Seward is one of those roads that goes into Interstate 35. Now it is a overpass on 35, but it gets to be kind of a busy area there if he gets that far east again.
Yeah, he's got a ways to go before he gets to I-35 from Western, but that doesn't mean anything. He got this far, you know, on a 4-wheeler, and he was doing about 70 northbound on Santa Fe, but right now he's on a dirt road, so we have 4 or 5 officers following, and they're in squad cars, so none of the Explorers or anything like that. So we are still eastbound on Seward from Western.
Okay, now we're getting some information here on this suspect, Mason, and I'll let Jolene read it to you.
It says he was supposed to be in custody in a Jones patrol car, but he escaped at I-35 and Britton Road, and that is where he stole that ATV. And the owner says it had half a tank of gas. So that answers our question. I don't know how far you can go on half a tank of gas in a 4-wheeler, but this has been ongoing for about 30 minutes or so, at least.
Quite a while.
Yeah, this is a skinny road, and there is a car coming from the other way that you'll see coming to your picture here shortly. So it shouldn't be a problem for him, but we'll just see what happens here. I'm not sure if it's a police car or not. Lots of trees coming up too.
Boy, there are. Yeah, he got by it okay.
A surprise for that
That
driver.
might have been a farmer going out to feed the cattle. I don't know. It's about that time in the evening, getting close to it. But again, he's on a dirt road, half a tank, going 70 for quite a ways.
Going east on Seward Road, north of Edmond, south of Guthrie.
And again, he was in custody by a Jones police officer and jumped out and took off. And he has not stopped since.
Nope, he's got about 1.5 miles to go before this road looks like it goes around the lake. So I think the road continues around the lake, but I see a lake coming up, a little lake coming up here in about 1.5 miles.
Let's see which one he takes. He's just going straight.
Yep, we're still eastbound on Seward. Let's see what we're coming up to here, and that will be Kelly Avenue.
Coming up to Kelly.
Coming up to Kelly.
So the next one
Yep.
over would be like...
Basically passing Kelly Avenue right now. Kelly doesn't run this far, but it would be Kelly Avenue.
and so the next really big one, I guess, would be 77. Going over a bridge here.
Yeah, Broadway is going to be coming up next.
Right. 77's Broadway. Looks like
So
there's...
there's an
As he's
officer there.
crossing
Oh,
the-
Oh, stop sticks maybe?
over the railroad track.
There was somebody there. It looked like...
Oh. It looks like he tried to open his door, maybe
Oh.
take him out with the door, but he got around that.
Oh, okay.
As we're still eastbound on Seward, we'll be coming up. We're passing Mason Road right now, as a matter of fact,
Okay.
here. And we're be coming up on Broadway, which is another paved road. We're
Now,
back
if
on a
he-
paved road, by the way.
If he gets over the highway on Seward and goes down Seward, that road is really twisty and turny for those of you folks who've been
We'll
on
see
it
what he-
before.
We'll see what he does here. If he goes straight, which looks like he is, it's turned back into a dirt road, and it's going to be a rough road for the officers following. As I see another police officer coming around the lake too right now, so maybe this will come to an end.
Well, let's hope so, without anybody getting hurt here. We certainly hope so. Again, in case you're just joining us here, this man on an ATV who was in custody of Jones police, he got away from them. He's handcuffed in one hand, and he jumped into an ATV and took off.
That he stole.
That he
There are
stole.
several ATV. Now, did this belong to a business?
We're not
Okay, there's a
sure.
truck coming right up underneath
Okay.
me, headed right towards him.
Okay, we'll see what happens
That's what I
here.
kind of got over here. Yeah, there's a truck blocking the road, and another officer, he's going to block the road here and see what happens with this ATV. He may... Oh, nice,
We got
nice.
the man down here.
I got him. He's in the water, and hopefully they can take him into custody here.
Yeah. I think he's done.
Nicely done.
He
Yeah,
is completely
he's completely
handcuffed.
He
handcuffed.
picked a nice mud hole.
Yeah. That was an interesting chase and a very unique way to end it right there.
He drove that entire way with both of his hands handcuffed together.
He sure did. Mason, have
Yeah,
you
let
ever
me
seen
turn around here.
have you ever seen an ATV
No, I haven't.
chase?
You know,
That's-
you and I talk quite a bit, and we talk about what we've seen and what we haven't. But that's one thing I haven't seen in the years of flying here. So that's a first for me. Luckily, he didn't get hurt. Nobody else got hurt. As you can see, Edmond police here
Yes.
are taking him into custody, and hopefully he won't get away this time.
Yeah, well, they've got a lot of folks surrounding him. I bet he doesn't try to after that. Again, the ATV crash there as the police were blocking the road, or they had somebody helping them block the road, and the man on the ATV wiped out in the mud hole there.
And you do have to give it credit to the officers. How in the world do you stop a guy on a four-wheeler without hurting him?
Oh,
How do you get
exactly.
him to stop?
And he was-
so it looks like they tried it a few minutes ago, didn't work, but trying to get him off to the side where he would hit muddy water there up on the side of the road, and it worked this second time. As soon as he hit that, he rolled over on the four-wheeler. It doesn't look like he was hurt, but
Well,
we definitely
he's
saw those handcuffs.
setting up.
Yes.
We'll see what they do with him now. They're going to have to get him up and get him into the patrol car. And he may be complaining about some kind of injury or something because they're listening to him. But his day on the run is over, thanks to some good police work and some great reporting from our Mason Dunn and Chopper 4. I believe Mark Dillard is in the saddle on the camera there and did a great job keeping us up to date on all of this visually.
Again, this started near Jones, and then this man stole. He was in police custody, or supposed to be in police custody, handcuffed, got away, stole a four-wheeler near I-35, and then led police on a chase that wound up here in Logan County, just south of Guthrie and north of Edmond on Seward Road, east on Seward Road.
We'll have more on this for you on the Extra Edition, and of course, tonight at 9 and 10 o'clock.